$500 million in liquidations. OpenSea people getting arrested. Solana turns off the blockchain again. Bitcoin rejections. Man, the bear market is heating up. This is the best time to make money. Let's talk about it. Welcome to Everything Currency. I'm your host Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys all about Bitcoin, the price action going on there. We're going to take a little bit of a look at the charts. Excuse me, guys. I'm having a little hazy right now. I just figured out that my favorite beers are the hazy IPAs. I'm going to stop drinking them soon because I'm going to be going into martial arts training, but enjoying these hazies right now. But I'm going to talk to you guys about some of the things going on. Going to talk to you guys about some of the news in this. So sorry I haven't made a video in a while. I'm trying to get the structure of the channel of how I want it to go, the different type of videos. So you guys will see some type of regularity pick up here soon. Just bear with me for a little bit of time. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the OpenSea drama with that exec and some interesting things going on there. Want to look at the Bitcoin chart. Want to look at, let's just get right into the video. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys all about is the fear and greed index right here. So very interesting things going on the fear and greed index chart right here. We are in extreme fear now down here at 13. Usually when we stay down here for too long, the price action starts to swing the other way, which pushes some people into the greed area. Now we've been down here for a while, and that's why I'm noting it pretty closely right now, and this is some of the lowest levels that we've seen on the fear and greed index. So it is something to look at, because on this Bitcoin chart right here, this is what we have on the weekly. We are bouncing right now on the 200 moving average. This is the 200 EMA. Let me double check that. Yes, it's 200 EMA that I have pulled up right here for the weekly chart. Now if we back test this a little bit, this chart, when we get above this thing, this ends up being the beginning of these rallies. Right here was March 2020. That was the COVID, I believe. I don't know how many years ago that was now, or was that over here in 2018 was the bear market right here. So we stayed some weeks below this level, but once we got above it, it kind of solidified that, hey, we were out of the water. We dipped and retested after that, and then we were off to the races, and that's where we are today. So this is the first time we actually dipped our little toes below that about 3 weeks ago, and now we are bouncing from this area, which could send me to which could send Bitcoin to around bottom of this structure right here, around 37,000. Let me take a sip. Sorry, mouth is getting dry. It's just water, YouTube. So if we come back and we head towards 36, 35, 37, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'm keeping it kind of loose because overall we just been in this ugly downtrend. So on the daily, this is what we've been looking at, this is what we've been dealing with. But 9 weeks of bearishness could see some type of retest. We haven't came up and retested the 13 or the 34 since this initial dip right there. On the monthly chart, looking pretty interesting right here. I have this red line right here in the chart at 29,700 because that's where we're holding at on that level. Zooming into the daily, we see some interesting things. We had that bullish divergence play out a little bit, went from around 29k to 32k in a day, then got rejected by the 34 moving average. But right now this doesn't look like it got invalidated right here. Actually, it did get invalidated. Hold on, let me erase this bullish divergence right here. So it played out, the price action was going sideways, and then it pumped and got a nice higher high right there, but then got swiftly rejected. So that's very interesting to see right here. Now I expect us to keep on doing this, keep on going sideways. That's what I said in my last couple of TA videos. That's why I haven't been making as many TA videos, because when we're going sideways, it's just going sideways. Looking at this coin right here, this is dope. This is Optimism Doge. Now the reason why I'm talking about this is because look at what it did. The price action started down here, and it went up, and it did a 4,500% in 2 hours, and then in the next 2 hours it was back down to where it started at. And people lost a lot of money. It was a sucky situation. Maybe if you bought right here and you sold at the top, you got lucky. But I doubt some people who bought down here actually took profit. They were probably thinking it was going to go even higher since this thing was moving so fast. And it didn't. But guys, the name is Optimism Doge. So shout out to the people who know that this is just for some fun and games. These are bets. If you're going to take this bet and think that you got faster hands than everybody else selling, whenever the scam kicks in, then that's on you. This is not financial advice. What you do with your money is your responsibility, but there are better and easier opportunities to catch in cryptocurrency than some of these, Doge coins on different chains. You got Moonbeam Doge, you got Theta Doge, you got Ethereum Doge, you got XRP Doge, now you got Optimism Doge, you got Arbitrum Doge. All these different blockchains right here probably have their own version of Dogecoin and CryptoPunks and those type of things. Like in crypto, you want to be original. So if they can't even come up with their own name and make it popular, that is a problem for a cryptocurrency right there. Solana keeps on halting. So this is the second time this week, but it says Solana halted by bug linked to certain cold storage transactions. Validators restarted the network after 4 hours of downtime by disabling so-called durable noise transactions that have found favor among some exchanges. Now, the whole point of this is we're not supposed to be stopping blockchains once they get running, unless there's like some type of vote that happens by a DAO and it's executed by a smart contract and all this extra stuff, and it takes it's not decentralized. Now, I'm going to start talking on this channel about why I'm going to be pushing decentralization so hard and why it's a big deal, because I'm experiencing more and more difficulties with centralization. Anytime you have to wait for some type of transaction to go through, 2 or 3 business days, this is unacceptable for people who are law-abiding citizens. Like, we're not doing anything illegal for you to have to start, but that's a different story for a different day. Right now, I'm just concerned about Solana and how come it keeps on having these issues with the blockchain, and then how they can just we just had the validator stop validating transactions. So if there's some type of financial system built on top of this program, we can't have a group of people that could just turn it off for 4 hours. Imagine trying to transfer money to live your daily life, and you got to put your life on pause because the blockchain is halted. Not acceptable. And these are the right now it's not that big of a deal, but this is supposed to be technology for the future, right? So in the future, when this is more of if there's a whole city using a money market built on Solana, and they're moving their money through Solana, and then you just shut that down for a whole 4 hours, like just stop the whole city. These are issues that the growing crypto space is going to solve, and it looks like Solana's having a hard time doing that as of right now. Now, shout out to everybody who's in Solana. I'm not hating on Solana. They got some, I haven't really looked into the technology over there, but I just don't like the fact that they can just stop the blockchain. That's why I haven't looked at the technology over there, to be honest. Bitcoin liquidations right now, $548 million in the last 24 hours. Now, Waves is one of the top coins that keeps getting liquidated. Like, Waves is moving on some weird, in a very strange way right now. But 24 hours, 536 million. I could have sworn that was just 500 and something. I'm gonna just say 500 million because it's jumping pretty hard right now. But the highest liquidation on the day is $5 million. Scrolling down here, we can see how many of those were longs and shorts. We can see 530 million in longs, 61 million in shorts, mostly taking place on Binance and FTX. Also on OKX, they got some pretty high volume over there, as well as, man, they all got high volume, whatever, we don't care about that, right? But these liquidations are pretty crazy. So we started seeing yesterday that the longs were starting to stack up on Bitcoin, because the price action started to go up. People started to get happy, but that was an easy liquidation. Usually when I see longs stacked up, and if you want to look for this information, check out coinglass.com. It has a bunch of different information on here, longs versus shorts and stuff like that. But usually when I start to see longs stacked up in a very high level or shorts stacked up, I usually expect the squeeze to go the other way. So if I see $500 million in longs, I'm expecting that they're going to get liquidated, because that's a big chunk of change for the exchanges, and the exchanges get to market make. They can do things with the price that the average person can do. Anyways, whenever we see something like that, a lot of people lose money. So interesting things happening right there with the short and the longs. But I wanted to make a video about this. So I know it doesn't matter now that I did make the video, but I wanted to say, hey, look at all these longs right here. Turn on your contrarian hat, because some interesting things are happening on these charts, and as more people are also getting bearish and stuff like that, turn on your contrarian hats. This is why we're hunting for the next big NFT project and the next big crypto project right now. Speaking of NFTs, the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is the former OpenSea product manager arrested and charged with alleged NFT insider trading. Now, this article it's a new article, but this story is old. We all heard about the guy who was finding out which NFT project was going to be on the front page of OpenSea. That's going to be the first NFT that everybody sees when they log into the website. That NFT is going to get a bunch of advertisements, eyes on it, no matter what. This guy was able to figure out which NFT that was going to be and then buy a whole bunch of it before it happened. But also what happened after that, he got to the point to where he can basically just decide which NFT it was going to be, and he was in charge of helping pick which NFT was going to be there. And that, of course, is very bad. They were doing the insider trading thing, which means they were buying them, raising up the floor price, and then having a bunch of people say, oh, this looks like a pretty good project, floor price is pretty high, they go and buy it at those prices, etc., etc. And that's one of the reasons why floor price is a horrible way to evaluate an NFT project. But unfortunately, that's just what we go by right now. Like, we value a project based on the worst one in the collection. Like, that's pretty stupid. But what's interesting about this article to me is that they're really tripping off of this right here: wire fraud and money laundering in connection with elaborate NFT insider trading scheme. Now, wire fraud and money laundering. So for all the people who don't understand why the SEC is here, why the governments are tripping, it's because this is serious. This is serious stuff. So they were actually, a lot of people couldn't believe that NFTs were going for such high prices without there being something behind it, such as money laundering or something else going on. Like, traditional art is one of the ways that people also do a lot of money laundering and stuff like that. So of course that's going to translate over into this world. It's not something that's new to blockchain or new to NFTs. So there might be some FUD or some blame around, oh, it's a way for people to launder money. No, people are laundering money in any way they can, and any new technology, any new way that they can do that, they're gonna try to. So pretty interesting things going on. But we are seeing the heat of the bear market pick up right now. All of these stories had kind of a little bit of a negative tone to it. Bitcoin getting rejected, Solana halted, somebody got arrested, liquidations. This is bear market sentiment. These are the times where the smart people start looking at the next best thing to buy. These are the times where people start to invest, maybe 1% of their income, as based on the book The Richest Man in Babylon. That's what it says, 1% of your income. And they come out at the end of this, way on top. Now, none of this is financial advice. We're still in an interesting, for me anyway, I still feel like we're in an interesting climate, and I'd rather just wait for some type of solidification going on. But I am putting on my contrarian hat and say there are some interesting things that are pointing towards some less excuse me, take a sip of that. there are some interesting things that are pointing to a less bearish scenario, but we are still in an overall downtrend for the long term. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me say that, but let me know what you guys think about the video. Did you guys buy that optimism Dogecoin? I know you didn't. Are you guys invested in Solana? Do you guys think that there's a reason for these halts, and there's a good reason for Solana to keep doing this, and it'll be good in the long run? I'm not sure. What do you think about insider trading, money laundering, and OpenSea? I've been watching a lot of Ozark lately, so money laundering has kind of been on my mind. Pretty interesting. And we just need Bitcoin to go ahead and get above 32K, hold itself there, and solidify some type of bullish action. Until then, bear market continues. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. Please check out my website, Everythingcurrencycrypto.com. Gonna be adding new merch and new things to the site this week, so go ahead and check it out before I remove some things off of that site for sure. Leave your favorite coin in the comment box. You guys have been giving me some good ones. We're gonna make a nice community coin gem video coming soon. RP to crypto roots. Till next time, peace.